But so Orwell or Eric Blair or whoever it was one of those. He was.
Yes, and his lineage goes back. You could say, and there was a story that the Queen was in some way related to the Prophet Muhammad via a Spanish bloodline, the King of Castile, and Eric Blair or George Orwell's lineage follows that route as well. So there's so many spin-offs. He's even related to Lady Godiva.
So, yeah, I mean, you two have helped me in this. Help me think this way. That it seems that almost all the people that we know in history, all the people who become famous authors or film stars, they're all in the game. They're all part of the deception, and they all share these kind of lineages, which will always mean that people like us, for better or worse, mostly for the better, I'd say, are left out of it because we don't have the right dark blood coursing through our veins. Blue blood.
Well, it certainly seems that way to me because it's hard to explain because why Orwell? All right, he's got this genealogy. I'm sure other people have got the same genealogy. Like going back to your original question, did he exist? I've seen pictures that the pictures don't look the same person. Now, there's a lot of pictures floating around. Well, a few pictures. It's never been recorded. So one of these guys who work for the BBC, there's no audio recording of him even talking, let alone a video.
I think there's even only a handful, like 8 pictures of him. I don't think there's even that many pictures of him. You always see the same. If you Google him and look on images, you see the same image over and over again. I think there's like a handful. So this guy.
It's really sad, this, for me, because I always considered Orwell to be one of the great prose stylists. I mean, I'm not thinking so much of 1984 or Animal Farm, which strike me as like. You're right. They seem like they're written by a different person. That's not why. It's not as literary endeavours that they are on the curriculum. They're there as part of the brainwashing. I think.
The fact was that the rights to Animal Farm were sold to the CIA, weren't they?
Yeah.
His second wife sold the rights to the animated film to the CIA. The CIA funded that animated film.
That's not a tell at all. That's not a clue about anything.
No. I like his other books as well. Down and Out in Paris and London and Wigan Pier and all that. I liked all of those, but they were all like social commentaries. And then he just went bang and went straight to analogy about communism doing Animal Farm, and then 1984, which has just slowly come true.
But his essays, for example, The Lion and the Unicorn, they're really, really good and on the money. And he doesn't. I remember Will Self, who's one of the most overrated novelists, if he is that in recent memory. And I think he had a go at Orwell, and I was thinking, well, you could write like Orwell in your dreams, but Orwell wasn't. He didn't have your sort of.
I tried a Will Self book actually. I tried one of it, and I didn't get it. I didn't get what the fuss was about.
No, but with Orwell, he's straight in there. He's simple sentences and stuff. So it depresses me in a way to think that this man might have been written by a committee, or
maybe the one you liked, James, was the real Orwell, and then he just used what he'd built up to get rid of him and get these Persona. 2 books out there. Persona.
The Persona worked for the Information Research Department. Orwell worked for that, and his first wife worked for the Ministry of Information as well. Eileen O'Shaughnessy, she worked for the Ministry of Information, and his second wife, Sonia Bromwell, worked for the Information Research Department as well. His first wife was a psychotherapist, which seems to be a running thing. Huxley's wife, Aldous Huxley's wife, I think it was his second wife, was a psychologist or a psychotherapist as well. The lady that were administering LSD to him on his deathbed.
And didn't one of his wives write the poem 1984?
Eileen O'Shaughnessy, before she met Orwell, she was at a school in Sunderland, a girls' school, and she got called back because it was their 50th anniversary. This was something like 1934 it was. And she got given a subject to write about the 50th anniversary of the school, but 50 years in advance, which would have been 1984, to write a poem. And it was called 1984 something, I forget what the title is. She wrote a poem with 1984 in the title before she knew George Orwell. You could swear there, James, if you want.